Hi Yogi, welcome to Yoga with Alina, and today we're going to flow through one of my all-time favorite sequences. I'm using just one block for this class. If you want, you can use two. You can do the class without any props at all. Just make sure you get yourself ready, and I'll see you on the mat in just a couple of moments. Alright guys, we're gonna get started in a comfortable cross-legged seated position, and you know me, I love sitting on the block, so if you want to join me sitting on the block, go for it. If not, no hard feelings, but make sure there's something in front of you, not something, there's space in front of you so that you're able to flow down the road. And then close your eyes. We're starting the practice by simply bringing our minds into this space. Right here, right now, you're disconnecting from the craziness of the outside world and tune in inwards. What is happening on the inside right now? The sensations, the feelings, the emotions, the thoughts. Your mat is the safe space to allow yourself to truly feel, to truly be here. And when you feel ready, you can start deepening your breath. Create a nice deep inhales. We're going to match that with long, long exhales. We're sending the air up and down the back of the throat to create an ocean-like sound, and let the sound of the breath become a rhythm for the practice today. In and out through the nose. And once you feel comfortable with the breath enough to start adding the movement, start circling out your head or neck. Direction doesn't matter. You can go fast, slow, you can stop at a certain point, you can keep going. You're creating this experience for yourself. The only thing I'm doing here is adjusting the poses, adjusting the movements, and then just reverse the direction, other side. Take your time, no rush, getting to know the body the way that it is today, because the last time you practiced doesn't matter anymore. And we're going to find stillness right in the center. The hands are going to your knees if they're not there yet. Start circling out the upper body. Same thing, no right, no wrong. You're creating the movement for yourself. You're creating the practice for yourself. How does it feel? Articulate your spine. You can go with small circles or big circles. You can go with fast circles or slow circles. Doesn't matter. Then reverse the direction, trying to keep the balance. If there's any differences that you detect already, no judgment, no expectations. Just take a mental notice of that. And then we're going to find stillness right in the center. And with me, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center in prayer. Take a few moments to set up an intention for the practice. Why are you here? What brought you here? And what is it that's going to keep you here the entire practice? Very personal question. And from there with me again, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down in front of your shins. Remove the prop from underneath your sit bones. Press the sit bones against the ground. Start walking the hands forward, lengthening through the sides of your body. Drawing the shoulder blades down the back. Neck is super, super long. Not about the depth. This one is about length. Remember the breath. And then keep on walking the hands further forward, eventually rolling over your knees, coming into your tabletop. Shoulders over the wrist, the heels, the knees are underneath your hips. The heels are on top of your toes. And then with me, inhale, drop the belly, arch the back. Exhale, push away from the ground and puff up your spine. Let's do it again. Inhale, open up. And exhale, you're going to round and curl. One last time. Inhale, open up. Exhale, you're pushing away from the ground. You're going to hold it for just a second longer than before. And then the next inhale is going to bring you back to your neutral spine. Keep pushing away from the ground. I want you to separate the shoulder blades a little bit, tuck the toes under, and lift the knees off the floor. Floating tabletop, nothing crazy. We're engaging the core. We're starting to engage the core. And then keep the knees bent at about 90-degree angles. Keep the heels nice and high on top of your toes and push the hips back and up. Turbo dog, you're trying to bring the chest to your thighs. That's probably not going to happen, but you're trying. Lift the heels a little bit higher up. And let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, sink the right heel down closer to the floor. Now this is the shorter version of the downward facing dog, so the right heel might actually touch the ground. If it does, try to lift the right toes up. And we're going to the other side. Inhale, bend the right leg, lift the right heel back up, and then exhale, straighten your left leg, sink the left heel down towards the floor. Same exact thing. If the heel touches the floor, lift the toes up. Do not hold back. Good. And we're going to inhale, lift the left heel up, and the left knee again, lift the heel as high up as possible. Exhale, drop both heels down. Pitch and toe your feet a little bit, toes in, the heels are out. I know you started feeling your shoulders at this point, but I'm getting you out of it very soon, so stay with me. If the heels are touching the floor, try to lift the toes off the ground a bit more. And then together, keep the legs straight. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the right side, getting into the right side body stretch. Take a few moments. Good. There's still an upside down V shape happening, right? Both hands are on the floor. We're going on the other side. Lift the heels back up. Exhale, drop the heels and the hips over to the other side. The right hand stays down. Nothing has changed there. The hips are pushing back and up. It's just that the right side is getting a bit more attention, a bit more love. Inhale, lifts you back. Exhale, heels are sinking closer to the ground. And one last time, legs are staying straight. Inhale, lift the heels, round yourself forward, coming into your high plank. Good, and then bend your knees a little bit, arch the back, and travel into your downward facing dog right away. Now, because this is a shorter version of the downward facing dog, the shoulders will start coming over a little bit in front of the wrist. That's okay, let it happen. Keep on going. Inhale, bring the shoulders forward. Exhale, bend the knees, arch the back, travel into downward facing dog. Let's do a couple of more rounds. Go at your own pace on your round, moving fluidly. Very fluid motion, one of my favorite movements ever, to connect the breath and the body, to synchronize them together, to connect the upper body movement and the lower body movement. And the next time you arrive into your short downward facing dog, you're going to hold it there. Push the hips back and up. We're going to take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the forearms down to the floor, dolphin pose. Gazes between the forearms, you're pushing the hips back and up, shoulders away from the ears. And then baby steps, you're walking the feet back, you're coming into your forearm plank. Shoulders stack over the elbows, the forearms are parallel to one another, bodies parallel to the floor. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, hips go down to the ground, no crushing, very carefully. And then once you get there, untuck your toes and pull the chest through the arms. Open up the heart, draw the shoulder blades down the back. Neck is super, super long. If you want, this is just an option, you can extend the elbows. But if you're going for that option, the hips are staying down. And then pull the shoulder blades down the back as well. Pull the chest forward through the arms. That will probably mean that the elbows bend a little bit. That's okay. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the forehead down to the floor. We're going to slide the hands outside the mat. Elbows go towards the ceiling, the fingertips on the ground. Inhale, press into the fingertips, lift up. Exhale, the right shoulder goes down towards the center of the mat. Inhale, back. Exhale, the left shoulder goes down. That should feel pretty good. We'll do this one more on each side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, the right. And inhale, lift back up. And exhale, the left. Good. Inhale through the center. You're going to lift yourself back up. Exhale, lower the forehead down on the floor. And then slide the hands underneath your shoulders, feet together. Press the tops of the feet against the ground. Inhale, lift the chest a couple of inches up. Keep the hands down. Imagine you're pulling yourself forward. Squeeze the elbows in, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Neck is super, super long. You're going to start feeling a little pinch between the shoulder blades. That's the pinch that we're looking for. Make sure you don't feel it in the lower back though. And then press the tops of the feet against the ground so much that the knees lift up. If you can keep that level of engagement, lift the hands off the floor. By all means, go for it. Not going to stop you. Keep squeezing the elbows in. Neck is long. The chest is going forward. Let's take another deep inhale here. Exhale, forehead goes down on the mat. Feet together, knees apart, push back into child's pose. We're lengthening through the sides of the body, taking a few moments here. How does it feel? Come back to your breath, your body, your intention, or just simply check in with all that. And then baby steps, you're going to walk the hands back, rolling up your spine vertebra by vertebra, with your head coming up the last. Once you get to the top, circle out your head, your neck direction doesn't matter, just like you did in the very beginning. And then reverse that. Other side, explore. Good. We're going to find stillness. Bring the knees together. Tuck the toes under and sit back on your heels. Make sure all 10 toes are getting some action here. Even the pinky ones, they usually get left out, so really check in with that. Then bring the arms out in front of you. Right arm goes on top of your left. Bring the palms to face one another. Interlace the fingers and move the wrist side to side. Shoulders away from the ears. If this is enough for your forearms today, then you're staying here. If you need more, then you're just flipping the grip. The elbows might go straight. They don't have to, but they might. Maybe you bend and straighten them a couple of times, just exploring this. Good. Let it go. Shake it out. We're staying on the toes, but going to the other side. Bring the arms out in front of you. Left arm on top of your right. Bring the palms to face one another. Interlace the fingers. Move the wrist. Again, shoulders away from the ears. That part is very, very important. Relax your shoulders. And if this is enough for the forearms, you're staying here. If you need more, you're flipping the grip. Try to straighten the elbows. They might not go all the way straight. That's okay. And keep in mind that the sides are different. This side is so much tighter for me. It feels so different. Not sure why. Usually my left side is actually more open, so this is a new thing. And then let it go. Shake it out. Good. Now let go of the toes. Stretch. Lean forward. Tap on the tops of the feet. And we're going to keep the tops of the feet down. Roll the heels in towards one another. Sit back on your heels. Making sure the heels are not rolling out. They love to roll out, but you're controlling your body way better than that. Dial the fingers just back from here. Connect the palms to the floor. And if you need a little bit more out of this wrist stretch, micro bend the elbows. That will do the trick, but keep the heels of the palms down and keep your hips on top of your heels. You don't want to miss out on that little shin stretch. We don't really get a lot of opportunities to stretch that muscle out. Good, and then simply go into the other side. Tops of the hands are down, the fingertips are still facing back. Options to bend and straighten the elbows, wiggle the fingers, create fists with your hands. So many things you can do. And usually whatever comes natural to your mind or body, that's exactly what you need. If you're not sure, you can do all of the above. Try all of the options. You have time. There's never a rush in the practice. Good. And then exhale, lift you out of it. Shake out the wrists. Bring the hands by your sides and tuck the toes under. Lift yourself up, coming into standing forward fold at the back of the mat. Shake it out. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. The upper body is hanging nice and heavy. And then with me, you're going to bring the hands behind your head. Clasp the hands together like you're about to do a crunch and slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Vertebra by vertebra, the head is coming up the last. You've done the transition before from child's pose to seated. Now we're just lifting ourselves higher up. And once you get to the top, release the arms by your sides. Tadasana, mountain pose, check in. Body, breath, mind, sensations, feelings, emotions, thoughts. You know exactly what to do. Feet are staying together. With me, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Right hand grabs the left wrist, put up and over to the right. Look up. The range of motion doesn't have to be crazy. Inhale, back up. Switch the grip and go over to the other side. Same exact thing, look up. Inhale, back. Exhale, hands behind the tailbone, clasp the hands together, reach the knuckles down, press the hips forwards and the chest up, open up the heart. And then the heels of your palms are staying the same. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Bend your knees and cascade your body over your thighs. That one fist you created is falling over your head. Bend the right knee. Once you bend the right knee, right shoulder will come a little closer to it. Look towards the left side of the room. We're highlighting the stretch on the left shoulder right now. And then go into the other side. Simply straighten the right leg and bend the left knee. Literally, bending the knee is the only movement you're doing. The rest is happening automatically as long as you're not fighting it. So let the body move somewhat intuitively here. Then come back to center. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders. Shake it out, let it go. And then with me, hands are coming to shins, blocks, or floor. Inhale, half with it. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Pull the chest in closer to your thighs. We'll do this again. Inhale, half with it. Exhale, fold a little further. One last time. Inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands forward, coming into your high plank with the shoulders over the wrist, the heels on top of your toes. You're going to push away from the ground, separate the shoulder blades, nice long plank. This is the first one of those today. The heels are on top of your toes, set it up. This is how we're getting ready to go into our Vinyasa together. Inhale, push the shoulders over the fingertips. Exhale, chaturanga, elbows in halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, roll back, downward facing dog. This is the only one we do right now, just because I can promise you there are plenty more in this practice. You'll get your chances. If you want, you can bend and straighten your legs a couple of times. Good. And then from here, we're finding stillness. The next inhale, right leg is going to go up to the ceiling. Any movements with the right leg, whatever comes to your mind, you can explore that. Circle out the hip flexor, bend and straighten your legs, circle out the ankle. You decide what you want to do here. You're creating the practice for yourself. And then the next inhale, straighten the right leg up to the ceiling, open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, the right knee's coming in and up, touch your nose here as much as you can. We're going to step the right foot between the hands. Left knee goes down to the floor. I want you to make sure the front knee and ankle are in one line. Make sure that the front knee is not coming all the way forward. And if it does, just push yourself back. It's not a big deal. Hands can go to your blocks. Use the weight of your own body to sink the hips closer to the ground. Use the gravity force for this. Allow yourself to melt, become very heavy. We're starting to move again. Inhale, chest comes up a little. Exhale, hips are going tiny bit closer down. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here. Flex the right foot. Keep the hands exactly where they are. Start pushing back, trying to keep the chest on the right thigh. If the leg doesn't go straight, it's okay because we'll do this again. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, push back. You're getting a little bit deeper in. Let's do it again. Inhale, bend the right leg. Exhale, push back. Trying to get 1 inch further than before. Last one. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale, push back. This is going to be the deepest spot so far in the practice. Bottom of the ribcage down. Crown of the head is going forward. You're digging the heel down and back through the mat. You're sending the crown of the head forward. The toes are going back towards your nose. So many things are happening, and I want lots of engagement. This is a very, very active stretch. I don't know if you can see it, probably not, but I'm literally shaking right now. That's how much I'm pushing and pulling. We're starting to move again. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, bottom of the ribcage goes down. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee off the floor. You're going to fold over the right thigh, allowing the weight of your body to open up the right hamstring a bit more. Toes are lifted off the front foot it is, and the back heel is lifted as well. Inhale, lift the chest halfway up. The hands can stay on your block. Separate the shoulder blades. Lift the back heel higher. Slide your right leg back and up. Open up the hip.
This is where the fun begins. If you want a three-legged vinyasa, go for it. If you are not feeling like doing that, just stay in your down dog split because this is where we'll meet. If you're going for that three-legged vinyasa, go at your own pace, but make sure the right foot doesn't touch the floor. And if you're standing in your downward facing dog split, then you're sending the right leg higher up with every single inhale. Let's do another one. Inhale, send the right leg higher up. Exhale, the right knee's coming in and up. Touch your forehead. You've already touched the nose. No fun there, so try to go further. And then step the foot between your hands. No momentum, preferably. Left leg is staying straight and strong. Left hand stays down. Right arm reaches up. Simple twist. Push down to lift a little bit higher. Look up to the ceiling. Wherever you're looking is where the chest is going. You're bending the front knee. You're keeping the back leg super strong and straight. And make sure the bottom hand is on the floor, not on the block at this point because you'll need a bit more support. We're going to drop down to the outer blade of the back foot. And then bring the right toes to face the right side of the room. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, hips are coming a little bit closer to the floor. You should start feeling the outside of the right thigh. And we're going to keep going like this. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower, a little bit lower than before. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. Good. Last time, you're going to lift yourself up. Try to straighten the right leg as much as possible. And as gracefully as you can, step the right foot on top of your left, coming into your side plank. Hips are nice and high. You decide for yourself. If you want to stay in the side plank, you're staying here. If you want a back bend today, then step the right foot behind you, lift the hips up, and then reach the right end towards the front edge of the mat. Beautiful dancers bridge. The hips are going nice and high. But the truth is, this one is about the heart, right? So try to open up the heart space as much as you can. Bring all your awareness, all your attention there. We're never skipping any steps, so we're all meeting in that side plank. Step the right foot on top of your left if you went anywhere else. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, the right hand goes down, plank pose, vinyasa if you want. Otherwise, just push back and up, coming into your downward facing dog. Downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Again, usually vinyasas are pretty optional in my practices. I'm keeping it that way, but you do have a lot of options for them today. Bend and straighten your legs a few times. Good, and this is how we'll go to the other side. If you know me, you know that this is a really short flow for me. I don't know if you enjoy it or not, but definitely explore. The next inhale, left leg is going to go up. Any movements with the left leg, you can bend and straighten the leg as much as you can. You can circle out the hip flexor, you can circle out the ankle. You're creating the practice for yourself. Now, one thing, you don't have to worry about matching the size. That's my job. Just be in the moment. Just feel it. The next inhale, straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. Open up the hip, point the toes. Exhale, your left knee's coming in and up. Touch your nose here as much as you can. Step the left foot between the hands. Right foot, right knee goes down to the floor. Melt the chest over the left thigh. Allow the weight of your body to sink the hips a little bit closer to the floor. Front knee and ankle are in one line. The hands can go to your blocks. You know that already. Close your eyes. Let this be a very passive stretch. This practice is always balanced between effort and ease. So allow this pose to be an ease part. Let's start moving again. Inhale, chest comes up a little bit. Exhale, hips are going down 1 inch closer to the floor. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here, flex the front foot, keep the hands where they are, start pushing back, trying to keep the chest on the left thigh. If the leg doesn't go all the way straight, that's okay because we'll do this again. Inhale, bend your left knee. Exhale, push back into your a little deeper half split than before. Last one, inhale, bend your left knee. Exhale, you're going to push back, getting into the deepest half split so far in the practice. Bottom of the ribcage down, crown of the head is going forward. You're pushing through your hands. You're digging the heel down and back through the mat. Back is long. Think about not just the hamstring stretch. Think about stretching out the entire spine. But here's the thing. You have to create the pose for yourself, right? You have to create the stretch for yourself. No one else can do it for you. Without the force, without your engagement here, this is just a shape. We're starting to move again. Inhale, chest comes up, the legs stay straight. Exhale, bottom of the ribcage goes down. Let's do it again. Inhale. And exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Hold it here. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the back knee off the floor. Front toes are lifted. The back heel is lifted. You're folding over your left thigh. Good. The hands are comfortably on some kind of surface. Doesn't have to be floor. It can be blocks, but make sure that you have something to push away from. And the next inhale, lift the chest halfway up. Body comes parallel to the ground. Lift the back heel a little bit higher. Separate the shoulder blades and slide your left leg back and up. Open up the hip, point the toes. Bend your, nope, don't bend anything. We're actually going into that three-legged vinyasa if you want. If you're feeling it, go for it. Just make sure the left foot doesn't touch the floor. If you're not going for it, you're staying in that down dog split. Sending the left leg higher up with every single inhale. Good, let's do one more inhale. Send the left leg further up to the ceiling. Exhale, your left knee's coming in and up. Touch your forehead here as much as you can. With a lot of control, you're stepping the left foot between the hands. Make sure front knee and ankle are in one line still. The back leg is staying straight and super strong. Right and down, left arm reaches up. Simple twist. Look up to the ceiling. Try to keep the right hip lifted. It likes to drop here because the knee is lifted, but you're controlling the body. And then we're going to lower the outer blade of the back foot down on the floor first. And then bring the left toes to face the left side of the room. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, the hips go down closer to the ground. And we're going to start moving through this. Inhale, lift up. Start straightening the left leg, getting into your IT bend. Exhale, lower down a little bit deeper. 1 inch lower than before is all I'm looking for. Let's do it again. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, lower down. One last time, you're going to lift yourself up. Try to straighten the leg as much as possible, the front leg it is. And with a lot of control, with a lot of grace, step your left foot on top of the right, coming into your side plank. If this is enough, you're staying here. If you want to back bend in today's practice, you're stepping the left foot behind you. You're creating a dancer's bridge for yourself. Push into the right foot to send yourself a little bit further forward, and then reach your left hand towards the front of the room. Send the chest to chase the left hand. Open up the heart a little bit more. Take your time with it. We're coming back to side plank. I know you feel it in the right shoulder. I feel it too, but stay with me. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, the left hand goes down to the floor. Vinyasa if you want. We're meeting in the downward facing dog. How you get there doesn't really matter. But after you get into your downward facing dog, I promise I'll get you off your hands, off your wrists, off your shoulders in just a second. Let's meet in the downward facing dog. From this upside down V-shaped baby steps, you're walking the feet forward. Heel to your feet all the way to the top of the mat. Take your time. Again, never rushing the practice. Once you get into the forward fold, shake it out. You can bend and straighten your legs if you want. Relax the upper body. And then hands are coming to shins, blocks or floor. Inhale, half of it. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. The next inhale, lift yourself all the way up to standing. Reach the arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands come down to heart center in prayer. Close your eyes, check in. The body, the breath, the mind, the intention. You know what to do. Come back to your breath, smooth it out. I know that it wasn't easy, but we have to keep on going. So with your next inhale, the hands are going to stay exactly as they are. Bend your knees with Katasana chair pose. So nice and low. Once you get into your chair pose, tailbone is tucked under. I want you to engage your lower abdominals. Push the hips back a little bit more, trying to lift all 10 toes off the ground. Good, and then from here, left elbow, right quad. You're going to push the right hand into the left to spin the chest up and bring the thumbs to the middle of the chest. Once you do all that, the left knee is going to try to come forward. Push it back a bit more. That's going to level out your hips. And then together, we're going to keep the twist, look down. Bring all the weight into the right foot and start lifting the left heel off the floor. And very slowly start squeezing it to your glutes. Have fun with this one. It's like your little flamingo. And then keep looking to whatever space on the mat or on the floor that is not moving. Start sending the left leg all the way back. Keep the twist for yourself. Challenge your balance here. Straighten the left leg and very slowly step the left foot down to the floor. You can lower the left knee down on the ground. That's okay with me. Right now, I only care about the twist at this point. We've done our share of balance, so if you need more support, more stability, the back knee goes down. If you can handle the back knee staying lifted the entire time, by all means go for it, or you can lift it after you've set it up. But what I want you to do is to really push into the bottom hand and lift the chest higher. Remember about the breath. Let's do another deep inhale here. Exhale, lower the hands down, framing the front leg, straighten both legs. Step the back foot in closer for a regular pyramid pose. You're folding over the right thigh. The hands can be on your blocks. If you're using them today, they're going to frame the front leg. And remember, they can be a few different heights. What I really want you to do is to make sure the hands are comfortable on some kind of surface. Again, that's all the blocks are for. We're starting to move again. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale it. And exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale. Walk the hands over to the left. Keep the legs close together. Do not walk them further apart. You don't need those extra movements. Legs are staying just a tiny bit wider than the shoulders. And then grab your ankles or the outer blades of your feet. Start bending the elbow sideways and pulling the crown of the head down towards the floor. This is your variation of a wide-legged forward fold today. Enjoy that one. Pull the crown of the head a little bit closer to the floor. If you want to feel more in the hamstrings, the weight is coming closer to the front of your feet. And let's take another deep inhale here. Exhale, drop the hands underneath the shoulders together. Inhale, halfway lift. Press into the outer blades of your feet. Bring the arms out into a T and lift yourself all the way up to standing. Very strong core is helping you up. Bring the right toes to face the front of the room. Keep the legs somewhat close together. Send the hips back. Reach the right hand forward. When you can go further, tilt for a triangle. Gaze goes up. No weight in the bottom hand. You're going to push the top shoulder behind you a little bit more. This is the reason why I asked you to keep the legs somewhat close together so that it's not tempting to put any pressure on that bottom hand. Your body's strong enough, I promise you. And we're going to look down. Bend the front knee and float the back foot. Take your time with the transition. Grip through the toes of the standing leg. Flex the floating foot. The bottom hand doesn't need any kind of surface. You've done this pose before. You've done many crazy balances already. Well, not many, but you've done a pretty crazy one today. So you can definitely handle a half moon. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale, start bending the standing leg. You're bending the knee. You're moving that knee joint. That's the only thing that's moving. Side of your body is aiming to touch the right thigh. With a lot of control, step your left foot as far back as you can, coming into your warrior two. Sit nice and low. Separate the legs as much as you can. The gaze is towards the front of the room. Rotate the front palm, exalt the right arm up, left and down. No weight in the bottom hand, and if you feel anything in the lower back, look down. That's what usually happens to me, I say quite often. Good. Keep the bend in the front leg. Inhale, lifts you back up. We're still in that warrior two. Nothing has changed. Right elbow inside the right knee. Left arm reaches up and over. Extend it at angle. Look up. Spin the chest up. Use the bottom elbow to push the knee out more. And you're going to keep looking up. Nothing has changed. Straighten the front leg. No weight in the bottom, elbow, hand, arm, whatever you got there. Allow yourself to feel the side body stretch. It's going to get you a little deeper than before. And then reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Use it to lift yourself all the way up to standing. The obliques are working to help you. Flex the front foot. Actually, don't flex it. Lower it back down. We're going to rotate the front palm and exhale. Keep the legs straight. That should feel really, really good. Good. And now you're going to lift yourself back up. Now you're going to flex the right foot, lift the right toes off the ground, hands at the heart center in prayer, bend into the left leg. We're not going all the way, we're just going halfway. Push the hips a little bit further back and see if you can lift the left toes off the ground. So yes, you will feel your left quadricep, but I want you to try and find the stretch going down the right inner thigh at this point. Keep lifting the chest up. The further back you send your hips, the more you will feel it. So I really encourage you to do this. And we're going to take another deep inhale. It's not easy to hold. I know I'm holding it with you. One more deep inhale. Exhale, hands go down to the floor. Crawl your way to the top of the mat. Both hands are staying inside the right leg. Left knee goes down, lizard lunge. You can stay with your hands on the ground. You can use your blocks to elevate the hands a little bit more. If you want, if the flexibility allows you, you can drop down on the forearms. But if you're going for it, make sure the elbows are in line with the front heel. As long as they are, you should be in alignment, and it's a good thing. It's exactly what we're looking for. Remember about the breath, especially when we start getting into those stretchy parts. We tend to hold the breath. The mind starts wandering around. So maybe check in with the intention and use your intention to bring yourself back. Why are you on the mat today? Close your eyes, feel. Good. On your next inhale, you're going to lift yourself back on your hands if you were down on the forearms like I was right now. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the floor. And we're going to step the left foot outside the left hand, coming into yogi squat. Hands at the heart center in prayer, lift the chest up. Try to bring all the weight into your heels. See if you can lift the toes off the ground. Why not? Chest is lifted, the back is super straight here. Imagine there is a wall behind you and you're trying to connect every single vertebra to that wall. We're going to try to keep the toes lifted and press into the heels only. The chest is staying lifted as well. You're lifting yourself all the way up to standing. Inner thighs are working here. Heel to your feet back together. And then close your eyes and feel. We're back to square one. That means that we're going to have to go to the other side. But before we do, again, check in. Mindfulness is everything. Without mindfulness, this is a fitness class, which is still good. But if there's more that we can get out of it, why not? Good. And if the eyes are closed like mine are, open them up. Next, inhale, keep the hands as they are. Bend your knees with Utkatasana chair pose, sitting nice and low. Now I'm going to promise you one thing. This is the last chair pose of the practice. Knowing that, what can you do? Maybe you can tuck the tailbone under a little bit more, engage in the lower abdominals more. Maybe you can push the hips further back and lift the toes off the ground. Maybe you can keep the chest lifted a bit more. Good. And from there, bring the right elbow to the left quad. We're going into prayer twist. Push the top hand into the bottom a little bit further to bring the thumbs to the middle of the chest. And then check in with the right knee. It's going to try to come forward, but push it back so that the hips are leveled out. And we're going to look down for a bit more stability. All the weight is coming into your left foot. Start lifting the right heel off the floor. And then very slowly elevate the toes and squeeze the right heel into your glutes. Remember to breathe. Slowly start sending the right leg all the way back behind you. Don't think about it. You start thinking, you start falling. Guaranteed, that's exactly what's happening to me right now. I just started thinking and I almost fell out of it. With a lot of control, right foot goes down to the floor. If you want, lower the right knee to the ground. That doesn't matter at this point. We've done our share of balance. So really focus on the twist. Push the left hand into the right so much the thumbs go to the middle of the chest. And if you want, if you can, this is where you can lift the back knee off the ground if you lowered it down in the first place. Keep the breath going. Focus on twisting. Try to keep the right hip lifted though. It likes to drop here, but you're controlling the body. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop the hands down to frame the front leg. We're straightening both legs and step the back foot in closer, making sure both heels, all heels are down on the floor, depending on how many heels you have. And then melt the chest over the left thigh. Taking a breath. And then starting to move again. Inhale, half with it. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. Let's do it again. Inhale, half with it. And exhale down. Last one, inhale. As you exhale, walk the hands over to the right, toes and heels out. And we're not staying here for long, but let's just hang for a couple of breaths. You can bend and straighten your legs. If you want to engage like you did on the previous side, right, on the right side, you can do that as well. But I like to use this pose on this side just to kind of shake it out. It's been a long flow. Let's put it that way. And we're finding stillness, hands underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Press into the outer blades of your feet. Bring the arms out into it and lift yourself up to standing.
Strong core is helping you out. Left toes are going to turn to face the front of the room. Send the hips back and reach the left and forward. When you can go further, tilt for a triangle, gaze goes up. No weight in the bottom hand. You're pushing the top shoulder behind you a little bit more. Good. Remember to breathe. The body's strong enough to hold you. We've done all those side planks for a reason. And then look down. Bend the front knee and start floating the back foot. Breathe here. Flex the floating foot. Imagine it's pressed against the back wall. The only way to stay up in this pose is to be fully present. So keep checking in. We'll take a deep inhale. Exhale, start bending the standing leg. You're just bending the standing leg. Side of your body is aiming to touch the left thigh. Get a little bit deeper. Smile if you need to. That helps, believe it or not. And with a lot of control, step the right foot as far back as you can, coming into a beautiful, strong warrior two. Rotate the front palm, exhale, send the right arm up, left arm up, right arm down. No weight in the bottom hand. Gaze is up unless you feel something in the lower back. Then you're looking down, but keep the bend in the front knee. And you're keeping the bend in the front knee. Inhale, lift you back up. Left elbow inside your left knee. Push it out. Right arm reaches up and over, extend at that angle. I want you to spin the chest up. You're creating a beautiful diagonal line from the back heel to the right fingertips. And then nothing changes, straighten the front leg. No weight in the bottom, arm, elbow, hand, whatever you got there. Beautiful job. Reach the right arm towards the ceiling. Imagine I'm standing behind you. I'm pulling you up. Lift yourself up. Use your obliques to help you as well. And then rotate the left palm. So left arm up, right and down. The front leg stays straight. That should feel really good. Inhale, lift you back up. We're going to bring hands at the heart center in prayer. Flex the front foot, bend into the back leg. You're not going all the way, you're just going halfway. Push the hips back a little bit more. Again, you will feel the right quad, I know that much, but I really want you to try and find the stretch in the left inner thigh here. The chest is staying lifted, you're pushing the hips further back. Breath is everything. One more deep inhale. Exhale, hands go down to the floor. Crawl your way to the top of the mat. We're meeting in the lizard lunge. Both hands are inside the left leg. Right knee goes down. Hands can stay down. Maybe you drop down on the forearms if you want, if the flexibility allows you to. The truth is, it doesn't really matter if you're on the hands or on the forearms. If you are paying attention to the picture right now, then when I get on my hands and when I drop down on the forearms, my hips are staying exactly where they are. So they're not really getting deeper. It's just that the level of the flexibility that I have, it allows me to go down on the forearms. And once I'm on the forearms, it's easier to hold it. So basically, the only reason I'm on the forearms is because I'm lazy. So if the flexibility allows you to, if your body is allowing you to, then this is a beautiful way to hold it. But if not, don't think you're getting any less of a stretch. Let's do about 3 more breaths here. Good. And with your next inhale, you're going to lift yourself back on your hands if you're down on the forearms.
Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the floor. With a lot of control, you're going to step the right foot outside the right hand. Sit nice and low coming into your yoga squat. The chest is lifted. You're pushing the elbows into the knees. You're going to lift the chest up. Good. Tailbone goes down. Everything is straight. Everything is strong. And we'll take a deep inhale. Have fun with this one as gracefully as possible. Lower the hips down to the floor. Once the hips touch the ground, lift the feet off the floor. Grab the outer blades of your feet and pull the knees outside the rib cage for balancing seated weird happy baby. Pull the chest through the legs. Open up the heart, shoulders away from the ears. And if you want, you can stay here. I'll be totally fine with it. Just engage the core so that you don't roll back. And then if you want to straighten the legs, again, I'm fine with it. Go for it. Maybe one leg at a time, maybe both. But try to focus on your back here as well, making sure it's not rounding. We're going to keep breathing. Good. And then bend your knees so that you're not crushing. Lower the heels all the way down to the floor. And slide the legs out as far as you can. We're getting into that wide-legged seated position. Peel the flesh away from your sit bones. Hands are coming super close to your glutes. Lift the chest up. Straighten out the spine. If this is enough, you're staying here. If you need more, you can start leaning back. Push yourself there first. And then if you want, you can bring the hands out in front of you and keep pulling yourself forward. Not a down fold, it's a forward fold. So yes, you will get closer to the ground as you get deeper into the pose, but it's not the idea initially. And then you can point or flex your feet. One trick for you, I like to do both. I like to flex my feet first and then point, and then the heels are kind of getting you a little bit deeper. It's a really weird thing to explain, but try it. It's really fun. Good. And then together, inhale, lift yourself back up. You're going to come back up to seated, and then let's bend the right knee. You're going to bend the right knee and bring the left leg in a little bit closer so that the sole of the right foot is touching the left inner thigh. Then with me, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the straight leg. Now, one thing I really suggest pretty much always in this practice, bend your straight leg to bring the chest on your thigh, and then grab the outer blade of the foot with the opposite hand. Start kicking the heel forward. If the leg doesn't go all the way straight, who cares, right? But make sure the chest is staying on the thighs so that the back stays straight. You're hinging at the hips. You're teaching your body how to do it. Kind of conditioning your body to do it. Beautiful job. And with me, inhale, lift you out of it. Hands are going to come together at the heart center in prayer. The back is long. Try not to lean back too much. We're going to flex the left foot and lift the left heel off the floor. Go as far as you can without using your hands, and the left leg all the way back behind you. We're coming into pigeon pose. Again, try to set it up without using your hands, and then when you need to use your hands, I'm not a monster, I promise. Just find your pose and then drop down on the forearms. Getting a little deeper into the hip. The hip is ready for it though. We've done those longer hold of a lizard lunge. We've done warriors, done lunges, bunch of stuff. So that should feel pretty good. Can you relax into this pose, and can you let the gravity, the pose, the practice do the job for you? Simply surrender into the process. How's that Ujjayi breath going for you? In and out through the nose. They were traveling up and down the back of the throat. We'll do 2 more of those, staying here in this pigeon pose. Good. And then the next inhale, you're going to lift yourself back up without dropping to the right hip, at least not just yet. Bend your left knee and send the left hand behind you, grabbing foot or ankle for the quad stretch. Push the heel in, send the left shoulder forward a little bit more, squaring off your shoulders to the front edge of the mat. Everything in alignment, right? We're always looking for that balance. We're always looking to either fully open or fully close. And then let it go. This is where you're going to drop down to the right hip. And swing the left leg around, stepping the left foot outside the right quad. Now once you get there, straighten the bottom leg. Don't be afraid to do it. That's going to help you drop the left hip down to the ground. That's locking our hips so that down the road we can twist through the spine. And from there, bring the left hand behind the tailbone, right elbow, left quad. You're twisting towards the left side of the room and look back behind you. Good. Nothing changes. Simply look over the right shoulder, double helix. You're also twisting your neck. And then let it go. Both hands outside the right hip, but try to keep the left hip still grounded. Right? It's still a twist. Nothing has changed. And then come back to center. We're simply going to drop the left knee out and bring the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh. This is how we go to the other side. Flex your right foot, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach the arms out. Exhale, fold over the straight leg. Same exact thing. If you want to get deeper, bend your knee. Bring the chest to your thigh, grab the outer blade of the foot with your left hand and start pushing the heel forward. The opposite hand to the outer blade of the foot is for us to try and keep the shoulders leveled, parallel to the ground. And then keep the chest on your thigh the entire time. If the leg doesn't go straight, not a big deal. You'll still feel it. And if you're trying it, you know that I'm right. So try to put that ego aside. It's not about how it looks, it's about how it feels. Good. The next inhale is going to lift you back up. Hands are coming together at the heart center in prayer. Without leaning too far back, flex the right foot, lift the right heel off the floor. And try to go as far as you can without using your hands. Send the right leg all the way back behind you, setting up that pigeon. Eventually, you can use your hands on the floor to set it up completely, and then you can drop down a little bit lower and feel. Relax, surrender. Do what you need to do. As we're getting deeper into our hips, a lot of emotions are being released. But remember that your mat is the safe space. I said in the very beginning of the practice, I'm saying it now. This is the safe space for you to feel. Let's do about 2 to 3 more breaths here. Now with your next inhale, you're going to walk the hands back up. Lifting the chest and then bend the right knees and the right hand behind you. Grabbing foot or ankle, quad stretch. You're going to push the right heel in, send the right shoulder forward more. Good. Try not to drop down to your left hip. Beautiful job. We're going to let it go. And only now drop down to your left hip and swing the right leg around, stepping the right foot outside the left quad. From there, straighten the bottom leg. Don't be afraid to do it. You're bringing the right hip down to the floor, setting up the base for yourself. Right hand behind the tailbone, left elbow to the right quad. Twist towards the right side of the room. Look back behind you. The closer the back end to your hips, the better the twist, knowing that you can always adjust. Good. Nothing changes. Look over the left shoulder. And then let it go. Hands come outside the left hip. Turn to the other side. Make sure the right hip is staying grounded. And we're coming back to center. Slide the right knee out, and we can go on like this for a while, but we won't. Bend your left knee to bring the soles of the feet together. Grab the toes and pull the crown of that forward. Start pushing the knees out. Use the strength of your thighs to do it, not your elbows. I know your elbows are strong, or rather arms, right? But I want you to try and really feel the thighs here. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Neck is long. You're pulling using your lats. And then inhale, lift yourself back up. Hands come underneath your knees. Bring the knees together. Chest is going to go on top of your thighs. Flex your feet. Grab the outer blades of your feet. Pull the shoulder blades down the back. Neck is long. And you're going to start kicking the heels forward.
Now here's the deal, the chest is gonna stay down on your thighs the entire time. If the legs are not going straight, that's okay with me, because I want you to focus on the entire backside body, not just the hamstrings. Hamstrings are great, but they're gonna get a stretch anyways, I promise you that much. Keep pushing the heels further forward. Shoulders are staying away from the ears. If you notice the shoulders coming closer to the ears, forcefully pull them back. Imagine you're doing a row on the rowing machine or something along those lines. That's the movement you're doing with your back right now. Good. Bottom of the rib cage is staying down. Let's do another breath here. And then let go of the grip. You're going to separate the shoulder blades, round your back, straighten the legs, and slowly roll yourself all the way up to seated first. And then even slower, you're rolling yourself all the way down to the floor. Again, vertebra by vertebra. No need to rush. And once you get to the ground, let it go. Take a few moments, bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a loving, well-deserved hug. We'll do a couple of more movements on our backs here. Some transitions might be a little bit weird. Go for it if you want to play, and if not, just meet me in the next pose that you know. I promise you will know the poses. We're going to lower the feet down in front of the hips. Bring the arms by your sides. Press into the heels. Lift the hips up, coming into your bridge pose. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Walk the shoulder blades under a little bit more to switch the focus from your glutes to your heart, because that is a heart opener. Squeeze the inner thighs together a bit more. And this is where the fun begins. Bend the elbows. Bring the heels of your palms underneath your lower back, underneath your hips. Heels of your palms are in, the fingertips are facing out. If that all worked out and you can comfortably balance on your elbows, you're staying here. If it's not in the cards for you today, you're lowering the hips back down on the floor. And we're all going to lift the feet off the ground. You can go with one foot up at a time or both feet at the same time. And we're straightening the legs up to the ceiling. This is not your shoulder stand yet, so don't try to make it something it is not. If you're balancing on the elbows, enjoy it. It's kind of like supported back bend meets the legs up the wall, the waterfall pose. If your hips are on the floor, it's a very nice restorative posture in which you can stay for a little bit longer if you want. And if you're going further with me, the hips are going higher up. We're going into our shoulder stand. Bring the hands to support the lower back. Toes are going up to the ceiling. Good, you're looking towards the toes. Make sure you're not looking around the room here. And then stack the hips over the shoulders as much as you can. Keep the hands supporting the lower back. With a lot of control, we're lowering the feet over the head, coming into plow. Again, no rush. Take your time with that. The feet don't have to touch the ground. They might, but they don't have to. And once you hit your max, you're going to clasp the hands together and straighten the arms towards the front edge of the mat. Additional shoulder stretch, never missing opportunities like this. Maybe you need to walk the shoulders in a little bit more. Do that if you need to. And then bend your knees, bring them around the ears. They don't have to touch the ground. Again, they might, but they don't have to. And then separate the hands and grab the outer blades of your feet. Once you grab the outer blades of your feet, pull the knees closer to your shoulders. I know it's crazy, but stay with me on this. You will feel nice stretch going down the upper back, the neck. Just keep looking up. If you feel a little heating sensation going up your spine, that is perfectly normal. I actually love this pose, especially in the morning. Sounds weird, I know. And then keeping the grip of your hands on the outer blades of your feet, you're rolling yourself out of it. You're going to lower the tailbone all the way down on the floor. Take your time. We're meeting in our regular happy baby. Pull the knees outside the rib cage. You can rock side to side if that feels good. And then if you want, you can even slide the hands a little bit down the leg, making sure the back is completely flat on the mat. From this one, bend your knees, bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a loving hug. Take a moment to thank yourself for making it to the mat today. And one more inhale. Exhale, open up for the final posture of the practice, for your final Shavasana pose.
letting the arms fall open, the legs are relaxing. You're straightening them out towards the front edges of the mat. And I really encourage you to stay in this pose for the next 3 to 5 minutes at least, to get the body, to let the body take in everything that you just did. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, Yogi. Thank you for trusting me to guide you through this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. And from my heart to yours, namaste.